I'll behave now. No, I won't behave.
Okay, good evening. Please come to order. Please stand for the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to start with the approval of the minutes. So can I have a motion approving the minutes of August 27th, 2025, minutes of the regular meeting of the town board? Thank you. And thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Okay, so we're going to discussion then.
In public safety, thank you.
Public safety comments for August 27th. The first two comments read the Vestal Fire Department, but they should read the Vestal Fire District.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is it.
Okay. So just the term,
Yeah, it should be district instead of department.
Okay. Okay, you got that? Okay. So Vestal Fire Department changed to Vestal Fire District. correct?
District, yes, and both first and second bullet.
Okay. First and second bullet. Okay. So we're going to move to amend the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Thank you, Sue. And seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Glenn. And so we're going to vote on the amended minutes.
Yes.
Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? And it's carried. Thank you very much, Sue.
Thank you.
Okay, we don't have any bid openings. We don't have any public hearings. And supervisors updates. I just wanted to mention a number of things. Just for all the residents, there are now 4 ways to pay your taxes. We did it this year, beginning in January. We worked cooperatively with the town clerk, and now you can pay your taxes electronically. And there's a drop box in front of the police department in the lobby, and it's open 24/7, 7 days a week. And it is cameraed and safe and secure. So there you can pay it online now electronically. You have the drop box, but you can still mail in your payment and you can still come in person. So you have 4 different ways to pay. I also wanted to mention that the museum is open and our new museum director is doing amazing. So in July, she's been revamping the place. She's got displays, she's got activities, she's got events, and she's just doing an amazing job and people are showing up. In July, she had 105 visitors to the museum, and in August, it was 533. She's done outreach and she has a lot of things that are planned, so she's moving forward in an incredible way. I also wanted to update people because in a previous meeting, some of our residents came and spoke on the issues regarding traffic and safety on Juneberry. And so it's been a work in progress for a little while, but our town engineer, Vern Myers, did an amazing job and has put forward a number of suggestions. He did a traffic study. The police department did initiative. They did a statistical radar check of the speed limit of everybody going through it. And based on all of their findings, they found things that they could do. So they will soon be changing and enhancing the signage on Juneberry to make it safer for the residents. And they've applied to the county in order to narrow the lanes. And that's going to do 2 things. It's going to slow people down physically as they're driving through. That's statistically proven to do that. But it also gives the people living on Juneberry whose driveways are right on that street, it gives them a little buffer. So if they step out of their yard, or if they're getting on the school bus, or if they're getting into their car, or they're pulling out, they got a little bit of buffer on each side of the road. And so it makes it a little bit safer for them. So I want to thank Vern for working really hard on it. But I also want to remind people that we are listening to what they're saying, whether they come to a meeting or they send their issues to us or their concerns in email. And the latest example is Murray Hill Road. So Sue has been talking to some of the residents on Murray Hill. I have been speaking to them and I'll continue to speak to them. I have some appointments next week. So it's an issue with the traffic safety over there. So our town engineer is on board. Our town engineer has developed, and our new one, Tom Sullivan. So he's drawn up some different options for enhancing the safety of that street. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and ask the residents in those areas who come forward, and we're going to ask the other residents as well, how they feel about the different options that are possible. So we don't want to do something before rushing, without asking the people which of the things that they would want. So we're going to do some outreach, and then we'll come back and we'll have a plan to improve the safety on Murray Hill. And I also want to thank, the last thing I want to thank, one of our residents who came in to pay his taxes, made a suggestion about the sign in front. And we're going to make the modification and change the town side to include town tax collection. So it's nice and clear where people need to go when they're trying to pay their taxes. So I want to thank them for stopping by and letting us know. With that, I'm going to move on to the privilege of the floor, which is the first public section where a member of the public can speak. Let me remind you, there are two sections in which members of the public can speak. The first one is on agenda items only. And so if any member of the public wants to speak on anything other than an agenda item, it's at the end of the meeting, but you'll have a time for that as well. So if anybody wants to speak on the privilege of the floor, we just remind everybody, each speaker must only speak regarding town business. Be respectful of all elected officials, town employees, members of the audience, and all other persons. We don't allow personal attacks. We do ask you to wait to be recognized, to state your name and address, and to speak at the podium. To speak for more than 3 minutes, be brief and to the point, address comments to the board only speak during the designated public comment section, and we do ask residents to speak first and then non-residents to speak afterwards. And lastly, speakers will speak in entirety, and then the board will address you when you're finished speaking. With that, does anybody wish to speak on an agenda item? Yes. Okay. I don't know. So, yeah, okay. Did you want to speak on the barbecue? I mean, because Sue was mentioning that you're here, you have an event on the agenda. And did you want to speak? You don't have to speak. I mean, I think we're pretty clear about it, and it's been planned in the past. So, mhm. Mhm. Okay. Mhm.
Fireworks are out on 20 and the 19th. Barbecue is.
Okay.
On at 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we discussed this on Monday, so I think we're pretty clear. Does any member of the board have any questions on the event? I think we're good. Thank you so much. I just,
Barbecue was amazing, so if you haven't been.
You need to go. It's really wonderful.
we can add that in discussion when we get to go and vote on it. So, thank you. Yeah, I didn't mean that you had to. We did discuss it on Monday and we clarified everything, so we didn't have any issues or questions. Otherwise, we would have reached out to you. Thanks. Mhm. Oh, okay. So, does anyone want to make a motion to, well, let me close the first section and then we'll do that. How's that? So, did any other member wish to speak on an agenda item? Okay, so we're going to close that section and we're going to move on to, the voting section. So does any member of the board wish to speak to move what section is it? Thank you, 11.2. So,
Move 11.2 resolution so that we can.
okay, we're going to move a motion. Yeah, motion taken out of order and to consider 11.2 first before we take the rest of the agenda. So
I'll
can I have a
make that
motion?
Would we also want 13.1 so we get both?
They're here. So we can take,
Okay.
okay. So,
Same days.
so, okay, so we're gonna, so can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. And so all in favor of moving 11.2 to the top of the agenda? So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, so that, so we're gonna entertain 11.2 first. So with that, that is your section, Robert? Can you just
Yes.
read 11.2?
11.2, resolution for town board approval of the fireworks permit application for American Fireworks Display LLC on behalf of the Vestal Youth Football League. The display is proposed to be held on Friday, September 19th, 2025 at Challenger Baseball Field, Memorial Park, 111 Clayton Avenue, Vestal. BCTM number 157.18-2-16. If approved, code enforcement will issue the permit and conduct final safety required on the date of the fireworks display is to be held. If approved, it is also requested that, as in previous years, the $150 permit application fee be waived by the town board for this youth organization.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion? Thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Second.
Thank you, Sue. Is there any discussion? No, except that you guys do a great job. Thank you. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Thank you. We didn't want you to have to wait for the whole meeting if you didn't want to. Okay.
So Maria, also, in administration 13.1
Mhm.
is the barbecue. So I would like to make a motion to take that out of order so that we can consider that at this time.
Where are you?
Oh, 13.1, it's just on the bottom of that page. I'm sorry.
Same page.
Guys.
Okay, hold on. Let's make sure our minute taker is in order. Okay, so we just did 11.
We did 11.2.
So it helps if you have stuff stapled. So 11.2 we did. Okay,
So now you're going
to 15.
13.1, just so that it's all together.
They were very patient. I think they would have waited a couple minutes.
They probably would have.
So we're at what number? I don't even see it.
13.1 is the one we're
Okay.
going for out of order.
Oh, okay, so that's Robert again?
Yeah.
13.1. Okay.
We gotta
So
make
can I
a
have
motion.
to take 13.1 out of order and entertain it first.
I made that motion.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. So all in favor of entertaining 13.1 next?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Thank you. We'll take 13.1 next. So
13.
so now we're considering it. So I'll just read it. 13.1, resolution authorizing Vestal Youth Football League, the VYFL, use of the town-owned parking lot located at 320 Vestal Parkway East, Vestal Public Library Lot on October 3rd, 2025 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They will be hosting a drive-through chicken barbecue fundraiser. If approved, a license agreement for the use of town property will be signed and insurance requirements for the request will be verified. Resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign an, oh, what is this? Signed, yep, hold on. We signed and insurance requirements for the request will be verified. End of motion, correct? End of resolution?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's the end of, yeah. Something happened wrong there.
So that's going to be a 13.2.
Yes.
So 13.2. We'll amend that in a minute, okay? Let's just vote on this one.
Yes.
Okay, so so can I have a motion to approve 13.1?
So moved.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I think we got you.
So everybody come have barbecue.
Thank you very much. And thank you for all the work that you do fundraising. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. Yeah, we'll go back over
Yeah.
with you. Too.
That's 13.2.
We're gonna land up with a 13,
Resident.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be advised, we're gonna land up with a 13.2, which is gonna read. We're not up to it yet. It is going to be a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign an intergovernmental agreement between the New York State Office of Information Technology Services, the New York State Division of Homeland Security, and Emergency Services in the town of Vestal. That now becomes 13.2. Everybody got it?
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, back to the top. Okay, so we're going back to 8.1, which is Public Works, and that is Sue.
Okay, number one, resolution for Donnie Yonker, Park Superintendent, to accept a $200 donation from CNY Senior Softball League. Funds should be allocated into the sports field medicine line A7140-4090.
Okay, thanks. The maintenance line, right?
Field maintenance, sports field maintenance. Did I not read that? I apologize.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. 8.2, Sue?
Resolution for Donnie Yonker, Park Superintendent, to accept a $1,474.31 donation from Roger Kern. This donation will be used to purchase a bench that will be placed at the rail trail. The check will be deposited into the Buildings and Grounds Maintenance line A7140.4080.
Okay, thanks. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. And Sue?
Finance, resolution for the town board to approve payment in the amount of $2,106 to Coughlin and Gerhart LLP for outside counsel fees for professional services rendered through July 31, 2025. The services are as follows: $2,106, O'Malley Aaron, Article 78, number 2.
Thank you. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Robert. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. Okay, we're gonna move on to personnel. So
10.1, resolution for Patrick Harnan, Recreation Planner, to hire the following employees. All pay rates are budgeted items in the 2025 budget, and background checks have been completed. So we have Joshua Maynard, Binghamton, as hiking director, start date September 20, 2025, at a pay rate of $350 salary. And we have Frank Desti, Vestal, as fall team basketball supervisor, start date September 23, 2025, at a pay rate of $700 salary.
thank you. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Robert. And seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Glenn. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. Okay, so Robert, we're back to 11.1.
11.1, resolution designating responsible local official, whereas NYS DOT requires the town board to adopt a resolution designating town engineer Thomas Sullivan as a responsible local official for project administration, including the use of the Equitable Business Opportunities EBO system for NYS DOT administered projects.
Thank you. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, Glenn. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. So then we're jumping to 11.3.
11.3, resolution authorizing Rabbi Levi Slonim of the Rohr Chabad Center for Jewish Student Life at Binghamton University to have a portion of Murray Hill Road closed off on October 14th, 2025 from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is to help accommodate the hundreds of Binghamton University students that will take part in the Simchat Torah celebration. The rabbi is working with the police department and will be hiring off-duty officers.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Glenn, and seconded.
Second.
Thank you, Sue. Any discussion? Mhm.
I did go through that area. I drove around that area. There is like a cul-de-sac around the back of that property. So people that are going in and out of that subdivision from the top and from the bottom can still get to homes behind there.
Okay, good.
So it
Thanks.
still is accessible. It just blocks off the area where the students are all participating.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. Thank you, Sue.
Well,
Public safety, Sue, do you have anything?
whoops, no report.
Thank you. And so administration, Robert?
This is at 13.2.
Yeah, so
13.
we're gonna, yeah, we did 13.1 and as mentioned before, 13.2.
Okay, 13.2, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign an intergovernmental agreement between the New York State Office of Information Technology Services, the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, and the town of Vestal.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Sue, and seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you, Glenn. Any discussion? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. Okay, so receive and file.
Warrants 2025, 35A, 35G, 35C, 35M, 35T, 36G, 36C, 36M, 36T. These are all bills, weekly bills that have been paid and filed. G is general operating expenditures, C, capital expenditures, M is medical, T is weekly FSA, and then the town clerk monthly report for August is also receive and file.
Okay, thank you. So we don't have any petitions and petitions and protests. We don't have any old business. We don't have any new business. And I just have a few announcements. So the recreation department is having something new this year. And once again, in response to resident requests. So the mother-son sneaker ball will be held November 21st at the Riverdale. To register, please go to the Recreation Department website at vestalrecreation.com for details. And this was in request to the father-daughter dance that they have every year. Now, the father-daughter dance, just so that you know, is something that takes a lot of work from our recreation department, but it pays for itself. So it is not, our other residents don't have to pay for it, but it's a wonderful event that they work on. And in response to the request, it's now going to be a mother-son sneaker ball. So we're trying this out this year. And we hope, I know that they're getting applications already, so I know people are starting to look at it and they will be going this year. So we want to thank our recreation department for always listening to people. Another thing on the agenda tonight was the hiking club, which is also new, and that's also coordinated by our recreation department. So they do a great job. Also, brush pickup for 2025 has ended. The leaf pickup will start at the end of October. With that, any other committee chair? Any other town board member or committee chair have any comments before we move on?
Sure.
Sue?
The Vestal EMS, police and fire, as well as most of our departments, are continually applying for and receiving grants to make public safety more affordable. They're also continually enhancing and upgrading their trainings to keep our community a safe, healthy place to live. And all of the departments are in the initial review of their 2026 budget to have finalization completed very shortly.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, any other committee member? Okay. So we're going to move on to the public comment section, and this is for other town topics other than what was on the agenda. So we just remind everybody once again, each speaker must only speak regarding town business, be respectful of all elected officials, town employees, members of the audience, and all other persons. No personal attacks are allowed. We ask you to wait to be recognized, state your name and address before speaking, speak at the podium, speak for no more than 3 minutes, be brief and to the point, address comments to the board only speak during the designated public comment section. And then we just say residents will be heard before non-residents, and we ask you to speak in entirety, and then we'll speak to you at the end. So with that, does any resident wish to speak? Sir?
Nick Jamrino, Vestal resident, Bun Hill Road. Same story, nothing resolved yet. Fighting the dirt, the dust, the mud and soot at my house, which is a rural residential area from the Bun Hill project. Now, the Bun Hill project, they can build what they want and do what they want. We don't have a problem, but they're not following the rules. If they're following the rules, according to talking to the engineers, nothing's getting done. So, I met with the engineers and they said they were going to have some silt stockings installed in front of my driveways. Nothing's happened. When it rains and when they water the road, we're fighting mud, dirt, dust, everything coming in all the driveways. The cars are filthy. We're at over $400 keeping the cars clean. $500 pressure washing the house. It was so bad you can't wait until they're done for 2 years. The pool is horrendous. It's cost thousands of dollars to keep that clean this year, which, you know, we've had a pool for a long time. So I've had professionals up there that said our water has to be dumped now because of all the silt and dust that's in it. You're never going to get it out until you dump the water and put new water in. That shouldn't be my expense. I have nothing to do with the project next door, but they're not following the rules. Now they're coming up with the sewer. Okay. So what they're coming up with the sewer, they're just backfilling the sewer. They're tamping around the manholes, but the pipe just gets filled in with about 4 or 5 10-wheelers. And then a vibratory roller comes down the street at 5 o'clock, rolls the top and goes back. No compression on the sewer. But the problem is when there's 2 cars coming, when they're gone and 2 lanes are back open, the cars coming up and the cars coming down, there's no temporary pavement. There's nothing. The dust is horrendous. Now they're going to be reaching the residential houses. So there is nothing being done except them dumping dirt back in the road where they're working. Once they reach our areas, the dirt's going to be 500 times worse. I talked to Vern Friday and told him, I've been in construction 45 years. And everywhere else, they have to do temporary pavement, temporary blacktop to keep the dust down. So I told Vern, when we get to this stage here, they should have to install the temporary blacktop in front of the driveways to keep that in. So, and also I researched some information and they're supposed to be working they have a signed permit to work from 7 in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. No holidays, no Sundays. That's not being done. They work holidays, they work Labor Day, and that's not being accomplished either. We're getting into cold months where they start showing up at 5:15 and let the trucks warm up for half an hour, 45 minutes. New York state law, you can't let the diesel trucks idle more than 10 minutes. All these issues are issues that have been ongoing since they started, but nothing's being accomplished. So my question is the town telling them to do this and they're not following the rules? There's just nothing being accomplished. When is this going to be resolved? All we're doing is spending a lot more money, which we have nothing to do with the project. They can build what they want, but they're not following the rules. And it's costing us a fortune right now. And I don't think that's fair. And I don't think any member up there where you guys live would accept any of this in your neighborhoods where you live. There's no way that you would allow this, but it's being allowed where we live. And my question is, why isn't there no supervision, nothing going on? Why isn't the town doing anything about this? It's just the same story. Yes, we're trying to take care of it. Yes, we're looking into it, but nothing happens. And it's financially getting very expensive. So I would like the temporary blacktop to be installed, and they need to do something about paving the road instead of coming up with the sewer. They need to do something to keep the dust down. It's going to be 20 times worse.
I hear you. You're over 3 minutes, so I'm going to have to stop you there. But let me say a couple of things, and then I want to speak to you at the end again, okay? Because I want to make sure that I'm getting what you're saying correct, because I don't know the technicalities of it. And I'm going to be asking the town engineers again. So once again, they are on site almost every day. Town code, okay. And they're making their inspections every day. Town engineers are on top of it and making visits all the time as well. The town engineers are consulting with DEC now, and they're going to make some more improvements. The two things that you mentioned, I'm not sure about, so I'm going to have to talk to them about I don't have an answer and I'm not an expert. But there is a continuous conversation with the town engineers on the job all the time, literally. And so I know they've talked to you, and as you just said, you've had conversations and sit downs with them as well. We're doing the best we can in terms of everything, and we'll continue to do that for the duration of the project. My understanding is, and again, I am not an expert, that it will be in a number of months, going into a different phase, which might not be as bad. Can I just say, I understand you are right there at this. It's a huge project. It's okay.
You know, the thing is, the framers have showed up now and they're working, they have a job to do, but they work till 7:45.
Okay.
When they leave the site, they're doing 60, 70 miles an hour down the street. And if
Okay.
they water the road,
Once again,
it's dry.
I'm going to have to ask you to stop, but you're welcome to stay at the end. And I'll be happy to talk to you again, and we'll go over the points again, and we'll go back to the town engineers one more time. Our town code is on site almost every day. Our town engineers are there all the time as well. They're working with the DEC. The DEC did their inspections. They're going to be doing some more improvements based on everybody's evaluations, and it will be a continuous process going forward all the time. So please stay at the end. I'll be happy to talk to you more about it. Again, I'm no expert. I can take it down. I can talk to the engineers, and then we can have another sit down with them, or I can get back to you on what I know. We can do either one.
Yeah, because at one
But-
point we were supposed to talk to them, but we haven't heard anything about that.
Okay.
But the dirt is, I mean,
Okay.
it's past
One-
the problem.
Once again, I will talk to you at the end of the meeting, but we do have to move on. Okay. With that, does any other any other resident wish to speak? Okay. Okay, wait, ma'am, you're not going to be on the audio. We'll get a microphone to you. Give us a minute and we'll get you a microphone, okay? Okay, so that you can stay in your seat and we can, and you.
Yeah, I'm Gene Johnson. I live at 822 Bun Hill Road, right directly across from the center of it. And that dust and dirt is so thick. It's in the roofs. It's in everything. And every truck that goes up through there is doing about 30 miles an hour, them dump trucks. And you got a cloud of dust. They got water trucks running, but that ain't doing the job. The dust is still coming. And the noise starts at what, 4:30 in the morning? 5 o'clock. Yeah. And all you get's the sound of thunder, very steady from the 16-wheelers backs hitting the ends. Somebody's got to do something.
Thank you, sir. Any other resident wish to speak? Oh, yeah, we're gonna get you a microphone so you don't have to stand up, okay? Thank you, Glenn.
I'm Karen Finken. I live at 855 Button Hill. I am right next door to Linda and Nick on the other side where the preserve is. We've lost our birds and our feeders. I had a double bypass emergency done, and I wrote you about this. I came out of the hospital to this nightmare, and it continues to get worse. I have to be at the doctor's. What if I need an ambulance when they're putting in this sewer? Not one of you or anyone from those companies have come to speak to us. You haven't even answered my emails. Why? What are you afraid? Why won't you tell us what really is going on? My health is not my main concern. So I need answers.
Okay, I'm very sorry for your medical condition, and I wish I could make the conditions better for you. We're
You
doing,
have to.
okay, okay.
I need an ambulance
Then
in
you-
case I'm having another heart
Take it.
attack. How are they going to get to my house if it's blocked?
Okay, I'm gonna go back and, okay, we did talk to the town engineers and, okay, we haven't because we haven't gotten an answer yet, but we will. So, so because you have a
Don't give me an excuse.
okay, ma'am, please, let me finish what I'm saying and I'll be glad to speak to you after the meeting. So, we can definitely pay special attention to your house and we can make sure that we have a plan to make sure that we have access to your house all the time. I don't know how, and I'm not an expert in the field, so I have to consult with people. I can't tell you something that I don't know is or isn't true. I can tell you that we will talk to them and make sure that your house is accessible or we have a plan in case you need help at any time. With that, I can't, I'll be glad to speak to you after the meeting as well. Yes, do you want to come up and speak?
Hi, Nancy Schuman, 233 Shubmill Road, Vestal. I'm not usually the type of person that gets up and speaks, but I'm going to ask a question and wonder if this is a possible solution. But why aren't, and I've been at a couple of meetings, my husband's been at a lot of them, the engineers aren't here. There's always a question being asked that needs to be referred to engineers. And at these meetings, and then communication is breaking down. Would it be possible to have a special meeting with the engineers present so that these questions can be addressed? Because as they're not addressed, people forget them. There's a progression in the question that goes past where, or possibly something else happens, which becomes more important. So things are constantly being reordered. And I can understand you guys are jumping around like critters in a bush trying to address them. But this particular project is of a multi-million-dollar basis. It has direct impacts on very close neighbors to the point where you can't swim in your pool when it's 95 degrees out because it's full of mud. Okay, so again, would it be possible to call a special meeting to make the engineers present because they're going to have all the expertise you need? And I mean, I don't have that kind of expertise. I don't expect any of you to either. So just a point of order, point of suggestion that might work out better and might make some of this tension stop, because I don't want to be worried while I'm knitting here that the lady in front of me is going to cardiac arrest. I don't do that real well. So
No,
thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll definitely talk to the town engineers about that. So does any other resident wish to speak?
Good evening, Joe Cook. I live at 312 Foster Road. I'd like to discuss or express some concerns about the assessor position that, to my best of my knowledge, hasn't been appointed or reappointed. Recently, I learned that the deputy assessor has tendered her retirement. I have some concern that we won't have an assessor on October 1st when all the appointments are due. I mean, I'm sure the board must have a plan. I'm aware that there's been an ad on Indeed for probably 6 or 8 weeks at least. Most recently, that was somewhat concerning again to me was some of my colleagues mentioned that they'd gotten calls from the director of personnel, Mrs. Panachek, and were offering them interviews or a position. Vestal's a complex town from assessment standpoint. I can say that from my own experience. The people that I heard from that were solicited, with all due respect to them, probably do not have the credentials to do what's best for the residents of our town. I know the board is keenly focused on doing what's best for the residents. Our current assessor has the experience to deal with complex Article 7 cases, which are lawsuits on assessment against businesses, which I know the the board would like to protect the residents and our assessment base, small claims assessment reviews that need to be defended. The current assessor and deputy are very adept and well-trained. For 18 years, they've been doing a good job for our town. And I think to best serve our residents and myself personally as a resident, it'd be nice to either reappoint the assessor or find a new assessor with better credentials, which our current assessor cares about our town, has his heart and soul in the town. And I really think, from personal experience, he is the man for the job. And I know the board has, their concerns because you are looking for a replacement. But absent that somebody doesn't step up that is, a certified assessor with a general commercial appraisal background, I'm not sure how that serves the residents to hire just anybody else. And so with that, I guess I'll hope that the board makes a good decision when they come to reappoint. And my biggest fear is that we're going to come to October 1st and not have an assessment staff because without Mrs. Zub, and if Mark is going to leave or not going to be allowed to continue to work, there really won't be anybody competent to serve our seniors in exemption time periods, answer questions. I mean, tax bills are out. I know I get a lot of calls in my offices. I'm sure they're getting them too. People need a kind and gentle approach, and I think they provide that. Thank you.
No, thank you for your comments. I can't comment on personnel matters, but we heard everything that you said.
I
Thank you so
understand.
much.
No, I understand.
Thank you. Does any other member of the audience wish to speak?
Bill Stewart, Gardner Road, Vestal. Just to let you know, I was down at Los Tapalios or whatever, Mexican place having lunch. I came out, a dump truck was coming down Bun Hill. The load was uncovered. Just so you know, it's $1,000 fine in New York State. And that's probably why, if they're not covering their loads all the time, something to pay attention to. Never.
Thank you.
That's fully against the law.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
We'll look more to enforcement as well. Is any other member of the, yep.
Linda Giammarino, Bun Hill, Vestal. Safety coming here. Flagger is out there. She's standing on the side of the road talking to Mr. Dirt with the sign that says slow. We start going, she starts screaming at us. She wasn't paying attention. We could have collided with another car that was coming up. This is what we're dealing with.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, does any other resident or non-resident wish to speak?
Yeah. I do another one.
You can do more.
Yeah, I can't even sit on my patio. In the morning, I come out in the morning and I come out at night. I can't sit out there because of the dust. And when you ain't got the dust, you got the forest fires. I mean, it's one thing after another, but something's got to be done. How did they get to start this anyway here in Vestal? We had it voted down for what, 15 years, 14 years? And now it's in here and now nobody's going to take care of it. We got to pay for it. When I can't sit on my patio, I'm retired now, and that's pretty bad. You can't sleep at night. It's the same old story. Nothing gets done. How can you sit out there when you got a cloud of dust coming in, taking your breath away, and I got a bad heart and a defibrillator to start with? Now you got to deal with this. That's how you finish your life off?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, if there's nobody else that, if everybody else has spoken, but again, if you want to stay and talk to us, we'll be happy to do that. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Sue. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you, Glenn. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, and it's carried. So we're adjourned, but we're going to stay for a couple of minutes if you want to speak to us.
And then.
You know, up and down the road, two cars come in because you're not putting black. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be 30. Oh, yeah. I had to engineer it Friday. Oh, that's why I'm gonna tell her.